Just how safe are electric school bus batteries? More on that in a bit. And stick around for my interview with Karim Johnson, our Administrator of the Year for 2023. Welcome to The Route, our school bus fleet content series on West Platte Executive Editor. Before we get going, please click like on this and all our other videos and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. You can look for those links in the details of this video. Okay, let's get rolling. Our first stop is Washington, D.C., where the Environmental Protection Agency rolled out plans for Phase 3 of the greenhouse gas emission standards for heavy-duty vehicles, including school buses. The new proposal would revise some model year 2027 vehicle GHG standards and add new standards for model years 2028 through 2032. It also would add warranty requirements for batteries and other components of zero-emission vehicles, and would require customer-facing battery state of health monitors for plug-in hybrid and battery electric vehicles. Net benefits of this proposal could amount to between 180 and $320 billion, and could avoid 1.8 billion tons of CO2 through 2055. According to the EPA, that's equivalent to erasing a year's worth of greenhouse gas emissions from the entire U.S. transportation sector. The EPA plans a 2-day virtual public hearing for this proposal on May 2nd and 3rd. To register to speak, notify the EPA by April 26 via email at EPA-HD-hearings@epa.gov. That information, as well as docket information for comments, will be included in the details of this video. What do you think of this new plan? Please share your thoughts in the comments. While we're in Washington, let's stop by the World Resources Institute, which recently published an online report about the safety of electric school bus batteries. 4 primary takeaways from the WRI's Electric School Bus Initiative. Electric school buses are designed and built to be safe. The batteries are extensively tested. Batteries are equipped with rigorous safety mechanisms. Safety training for technicians and first responders is important. For more on that, check out the link in the details of this video. Next, let's go to a fuel pump near you. It's likely you've noticed diesel prices dropping while gasoline is going up. On April 10th, we saw the narrowest margin between gasoline and diesel prices in more than 13 months. Gas prices may be rising because we're moving into spring and also because of OPEC's recent surprise move to cut oil production starting in May. How are these costs looking where you are? Let me know in the comments. All right, our next stop is New York City and the Science Moms organization, which launched a clean energy campaign ahead of Earth Day that included a video promoting cleaner school buses, which is great, right? Cleaner school buses, good thing. However, the video shows a school bus driver distributing cigarettes on seats throughout the vehicle while bopping around to music on the radio. Now, I get the intent, trying to draw the parallel between diesel exhaust and cigarettes causing lung health problems, but I agree with a reader who reached out to me to take issue with how the video makes a bus driver into an irresponsible villain. Many bus drivers feel underappreciated as it is, without a video like this casting them in an unfavorable light. My hope is that the next time the organization develops a message around this topic, they keep the attention where it belongs, on the technology. Next, let's go to Springfield, Missouri, where we recently learned about the passing of a school bus safety great, Dr. Cal Lamon. He wrote the 1998 book, Unreported Miracles, What You Probably Do Not Know About Your Child's School Bus, and served as keynote speaker at 7 California Association of School Transportation Officials conferences. He owned a training and consulting firm called Executive Enrichment Incorporated. Said Casto President Michael Sawyer, Dr. Cal Lamon was a great man who loved the school bus industry. The California Association of School Transportation Officials is saddened by the loss of this great man, but proud to have known Cal and for the dedication he possessed for our industry. Mike Simmons, president of the National Association of State Directors of Pupil Transportation Services, said, Cal was always a forward thinker. He wrote a paper on lap shoulder belts on school buses in the early 2000s that foreshadowed the NASDIP's position paper on the subject. He was a very dynamic speaker and a motivator for our industry. It is with great sadness and respect that we mourn his passing. Kurt Mackison, executive director of the National School Transportation Association, said, Dr. Lamont was a tireless advocate for many years on behalf of student transportation, and he did so by serving in many diverse roles. He set the groundwork for many advocacy pupil transportation initiatives, and his lasting legacy will be the eloquent manner in which he spoke on behalf of the Yellow Bus. Besides his advocacy work, Dr. Lamont also served as chaplain at Harvard University and pastored churches in Massachusetts and Missouri. Our thoughts are with him and his family and all his friends after his passing. I recently had the chance to chat with Karim Johnson, our Administrator of the Year for 2023. He's the Transportation Director for Bethlehem Central School District in New York. Here's that interview.
All right. So, yes, we've got Karim Johnson, who is the Transportation Director for Bethlehem Central School District in New York. He is School Bus Fleet's Administrator of the Year. First of all, congratulations and welcome. Thanks for taking the time.
Oh, thank you. Definitely appreciate it, and glad to be here.
Excellent. So just got a few questions to kind of, we cover a lot in the feature, which everyone should go read on the website and in the print magazine. It's in the April-May issue. But what I really want you to kind of focus on right now is, how did you get your start in student transportation? What's your origin story?
Well, pretty much when I was in my senior year of high school and getting prepared for college, and was just trying to figure out, what can I do? Because I was already in a situation where I knew I had to work. It wasn't going to be one of those deals where I could just go to school and not have to worry about it. So I was just like, okay, well, let me driving school bus seems cool. I was in South Carolina, and South Carolina historically had student drivers up until CDL came in. So, that's kind of where I had in my head to say that would be a pretty cool job to have. So I went to the transportation office that was right behind my high school, and they said, hey, you can sign up, but we can't do anything with you till you graduated. So graduated that May, went through the training over the summer, and in August I was fully trained and certified to drive school bus.
Outstanding. And it sounds like you were really attracted to the school bus industry early on.
Yeah. I had a chance to ride school bus as a kid going to pre-kindergarten in New York. First time, we had I rode a Type A bus, and it was just a really cool experience. I remembered that bus so much because it was whoever the body manufacturer was. It kind of looked like a triangle in the front at the top, and it had green rub rails. So it always stuck in my mind as a kid. Loved my bus driver, loved the experience. And with New York City, a lot of times a lot of the kids end up walking or taking public transportation. So I was away from the bus for a long time, other than the occasional field trip. And I had a chance to return to riding a school bus my senior year of high school. And it was a brand spanking new bus. Actually, we had two brand spanking new buses. The first one ended up in some sort of fender bender, and as soon as the next one came off the line, they gave us another one. But it was a really, really good experience. I enjoyed it. Most seniors probably don't say they enjoyed riding the bus, but for the period that I rode it, I had a great experience.
Now, as a student transportation director, what is a typical day like for you in your job?
It varies. I've learned over the years that you may plan to have everything lined up, like you have this task, that task, and once you get into work, it never ends up being that way. You end up going from, operational issues to personnel issues, back maintenance issues. You're just constantly just moving around to different things.
That seems like you've got to be flexible and ready for anything.
Yes, pretty much. It's just you never know what the next phone call or radio call will bring, and you just have to be ready and kind of roll with the punches with it. So but at the end of the day, the experience is always positive. Anytime that I can make a difference in a student's life or the employees that I serve, makes the day a great day.
Great. Now, how has Bethlehem Central School District been dealing with the driver shortage? How have you been affected by it? What have you done to try to battle it?
We are not immune. It's hit every district, every part of the country. There's just not enough bodies to fill the seats. So, late buses, just more pressure on your staff to cover the routes. And what we've done here is just kind of looked at the problem and see, well, getting more people is not necessarily going to be the answer right now because they just wasn't available. So we went to operational efficiencies, like how can we basically take what we have and maximize it to get more out of it. And that's what we focus on. And we use the technology.
Mm-hmm.
We already had routing software, which was great. And then we implemented the GPS and telematics, and then we implemented the driver tablets. We're about to go online with our RFIDs for the students this upcoming September. And, we were able to make a big difference. Pre-COVID, we were 89 routes strong, and now we've been running 55 this year. And that is due to, the work of my staff and the technology that we implemented to be able to get those efficiencies.
And you're still getting roughly the same number of students to school, and they're getting there on time, right?
Yes, for the most part.
For the most part.
We have it's all about what your definition of on time is.
Yeah.
So in the mornings we're right on it. In the afternoons, there may be small delays at your second and third tier schools based upon ridership and traffic, but for the most part, our kids don't wait long for buses, even though we've condensed our transportation system, and it's really been working out for us operating like this.
Great. What do you enjoy most about your work?
The people.
Mm-hmm.
Just my drivers, attendants, mechanics, and my office staff. I have a wonderful team, and it is just great to work with them and be able to, as I said earlier, I'm here to serve them. I'm here to make their jobs easier and remove whatever roadblocks that are in their way from being successful. So most definitely the people, and we can't forget the students.
Mm-hmm.
At this role, sometimes you're a little removed from the kids from day to day from being behind the wheel, but ultimately, what I do here impacts their ability to get to and from school safe, timely, and efficiently. So I take that very seriously and make sure that I'm doing the best that I can to make sure that students are safe.
Excellent. Last question. What's your advice for anybody who's considering a career in student transportation? That person who's been like you, riding the bus and enjoying the experience and thinking, hey, wouldn't it be great to do this? What are the things that they should be thinking about? What should they be aiming for? What are the pitfalls? But just generally, what should they be thinking about?
What they should be thinking about is try it for themselves. Don't let anybody else form their opinion about this wonderful career. Many districts, especially up in the Northeast, we've been doing a lot of ride and drive events. We do one monthly. And that gives a person the opportunity, they never drove a bus before in a controlled course. They can get behind the wheel and drive the bus around and try it out. So, it's not for everybody. There are definitely some challenges, but the rewards are even greater. So check it out, give it a try, and see for yourself.
Great. Well, thank you again for joining us, and continued good luck and success up there in New York.
Thank you.
Thanks so much to Karim Johnson for taking the time to join me on the route. Next up, we're seeking nominations for our Contractor of the Year award. So get those in. Deadline is April 28th. And if you're a school transportation contractor, please participate in our annual survey. The more information we get, the better the survey is. Links to these are going to be in the details of this video. All right, it's time to park the bus for now. Thank you for watching. Please tell your friends about the route. If you've got news, reach out to me by email at west.platt@bobbitt.com. You can tweet us at SchoolBusFleet. Sign up for our twice weekly email newsletters at schoolbusfleet.com. Drive safely and see you next time on the route.